Please, Ludwig, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Astrid, for these nice words of welcome. Dankeschön. Dear Excellencies and ladies and gentlemen, in my first reaction and off script, if you walk into this room and you see all this energy and everybody connecting to each other and talking and really creating a dialogue, which is at the core of what we are after, I really thought, is this space? And this is really, I think, a community that is developing and goes beyond space. And I could now do also a sondage to see how many are space people and how many are maybe not so much space people yet we want to reach to. So this is a very nice feeling to see this as we start the day. So tonight, at the eve of the ESPI Autumn Conference 2025, we come together to celebrate a very special moment in the evolution of Europe's independent think tank for space. Tomorrow, we will be entirely focused on Europe in space, on Europe as a space power, which is the theme of the conference tomorrow, and on Europe as a strong partner to the world, and I'll come back to this in a moment. But today, we allow ourselves to hold in for a moment, to take a look at ourselves. And if I say we, I mean our members at the core of ESPI, grown by 50% in the past 3 years, bringing together all major and also smaller space agencies of Europe next to the European Commission, next to EUMETSAT, next to also our members from industry. I mean our founders, Austria and the Ministry and FFG and ESA. And we will hear from our founders in a minute, from Karin and Josef. Looking forward to that. I also mean the members of the Advisory Council, a true powerhouse of expertise and advice at highest level. And you will see some of them tomorrow in action. And Jeanette, I told you have to shout when I call your name. Shout. So yes. So we have Jeanette, we also have Etienne Schneider, who is with us, Margit, I'm not sure whether Walter Pelzer is already here. So this is, I can tell you, a true asset of ESPI and part of the we. I also mean our beautiful team of what now is, I think today we count 40 thinkers and doers. I like to think of the combination of the two. At Schwarzenbergplatz 16, a very important address in Vienna, 1st District. And I also mean the broader community of ESPI partners and collaborators in Europe and abroad, and many of which are with us today here. We have participation from 34 countries outside Europe present tonight, from Japan, South Korea, India, the US, Egypt, Nigeria, Peru, Costa Rica, Canada, Argentina, Saudi Arabia, New Zealand, and many others, and I will not give the full list, but it gives you an idea of the community we gather here in Vienna in Europe, and also 28 European nationalities. And I mean the outstanding support we enjoy here in Austria and from the city of Vienna, which so generously has opened its doors to welcome us all in these marvelous spaces of the Rathaus. What a venue. And please join me for a special applause for this immense gesture of Gastfreundschaft. The new chapter of ESPI, which we celebrate today, would not be possible with all of you. But so what is it really that we celebrate? What does it mean to be granted the status of a quasi-international organization, an exotic term, by our host nation, Austria, by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs? First, let me tell you, this recognition certainly represents the most significant institutional milestone of the Institute in its 20 years and more history. It acknowledges also the surge in demand for independent advice on strategic policy matters, space policy matters, from European governments and agencies. And it's the two, and increasingly so, the government and the agency side. It reflects ESPI's growing importance at a time of profound geopolitical and geoeconomic change. And I think you all know about this. We feel deeply honored by this recognition. So this recognition, I think it will be strengthening our mandate and role in Europe in our non-profit capacity for promoting the general good with a purpose to promote European space policy on an international and global level. And we hope we will contribute to this evening and tomorrow to provide independent analysis, proposals, and recommendations to European decision makers and institutions, and also, and in fact we re-emphasize this in the process, to raise public awareness on strategic space issues. We need to also reach the people out there and just not the expert of the space community and policy. It is encouragement for ESPI to further extend its reach across Europe and globally to increase the policy impact of space for prosperity, peace, and for inspiring future generations. It empowers us to double our efforts to build understanding and trust, a precious good these days, to facilitate informed debate and serve as a bridge between Europe and the world. So you may wonder what actually defines us as a quasi-international organization, and I can confirm that it in fact comes with a stringent set of requirements. In fact, it took 2 years of a process, and I think Sarah alluded to it. So I give you a glimpse, very briefly, on some of the core characteristics where ESPI is proud that we in fact comply with these criteria. And foremost maybe is our unique level of involvement of states and international organizations. We currently count 17 ESPI members, all representing different states, international organizations or institutions that carry out tasks of states or international organizations, which is one of the criteria of the law. And tomorrow, in fact, we will anticipate our 18th member next to 6 industrial members, which we also have. It is also ESPI's activities which are closely linked to those of 3 international organizations, another criteria, and those are, in that case, the European Space Agency as a co-founding member, and we are very appreciative of this support by ESA, next to Austria as the other co-founding member, but also the European Commission and EUMETSAT, the Meteorological Organization of Europe, also member. Last but not least, also our international scope as regards our staff body itself and the conduct of operations. We are extremely proud, I'm very proud, to lead an international team of 22 nationalities on Schwarzenbergplatz 16. So if you want to practice some languages, you're invited to come over. And we are active in our research, engagement, and education activities across Europe and beyond. And in recent years, we have been active in all world regions. Just coming back from Sydney as an example, we had more than 150 events over a period of time, either directly ours, like today, but in many cases teaming up with others. We have been active from the White House to the Abu Dhabi Space Debate to Tokyo and the National Space Policy Secretariat to Seoul, Cairo, and I mentioned Sydney, and those are samples of what we've been doing over those years. We also had bilateral exchanges with national authorities and joined key space events in 23 out of 30 ESA and EU member states. So this is quite a wide range of portfolio, and I'm making the point here because this was really a requirement to be granted the status we enjoy now. And in conclusion on that point, and as a director of ESPI, and I may not be entirely neutral in the matter, I accept that, I have reason to believe that ESPI is with the best ever quasi-international organizations one could imagine, the most beautiful, to use the new language of geopolitics, and don't worry, I will not say the biggest ever. In fact, size matters. While size matters, it is the interconnection that provides true strength and resilience. And we will hear more about this tomorrow. In fact, this is a lot about the conference tomorrow on Europe as a space power. So at ESPI, we don't celebrate without looking ahead. And following a unique period of growth and transformation over the past few years, ESPI will continue to step up its effort in support of Europe's new level of ambition in space. And I'm very confident to pronounce these words that indeed there is a new level of ambition in space in Europe. And in this endeavor, in our day-to-day operations, ESPI's most valuable asset is its people. And one of the most immediate effects of that status is our ability to attract new talent and expertise, also from beyond the EU, drawing from the expertise of leading minds from all over the planet. And in fact, it has already been put in practice this summer. We launched a recruitment campaign, Choose Europe. We had more than 1,000 applications, 40% from outside Europe. And since a few weeks, our team has been reinforced by outstanding and experienced experts coming in from the US, from Japan, Philippines, bridge builders towards the east and towards the west. ESPI will continue to grow its international presence to position Europe as a strong partner to the world. I've said this a few times, and I think it's a core of the message I want to pass. By increasing our international engagement and looking forward, maybe also to establishing a presence in regions outside of Europe. In this spirit, let me say that we are open to explore avenues with you if there is an interest on international presence in different non-European countries. So let me conclude on a more personal note. The recognition of quasi-international organization also magnificently concludes my first mandate as the director of ESPI, and wonderful, truly wonderful 3 years. It provides an outstanding foundation for the next and second mandate, and also beyond my time. And you should note that unlike elsewhere, a director of ESPI can legitimately be entrusted with a third mandate beyond electoral cycles. Under any future leadership, the quasi-status will empower ESPI to help to significantly increase the policy impact of space in all domains of society and economy for peace, prosperity, and the future of our children. I have 4 children myself, and I mean what I say, and I think we all share this motivation. In this, I appreciate the trust and the reconfirmed support to ESPI from our founders and all our members, and special thank you or thanks to you, Karin, and you will speak next to us, Karin, and Joseph for the continued support. The years ahead will be most demanding. They will require brave leadership, but you can count on our support as we are ready to once again go racing in the streets. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ludwig.